Hello, 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 me again. I've come to speak to you today about the expression number 8. And as ever, if you are an expression number 8, and that's the talents you bring with you, I haven't done any life path expression videos yet. So if you're an expression 8 and you'd like me to do your video on your life path and how your expression number 8 helps or hinders your life path number, then let me know, send me a message and I will do that video for you. But today it's just about the expression number 8 and the talents that it gives you in your life. So just before I start, I always clarify that your life path number is your most important number. It's your purpose for development in this lifetime. So it's kind of the reason you're here, and the life path is the lessons you need to learn. So it's not necessarily something you'll find easy. Some people don't even connect with their life path at first because it's such a big thing for them to develop towards. But the expression number, what I'm talking to you about today, are the talents you bring with you to help you support that expression number, to help you support your life path number. So it's the talents, it's the tools you brought with you in your toolbox to help you achieve that life path, whatever life path that may be. Now, expression 8 is a good one to have. Expression 8 and expression 9 especially, because they're very the 9 and the 8 have got a lot of the other numbers within them, so they're multi-talented, quite high vibrational expression numbers to have. So if you're an expression number 8, think yourself lucky. So the number energies, the 8 energy, if you look near towards the bottom, it's about building your own individual strength, your own individual abundance and power, but not using that abundance and power for your own gratification or to make yourself look good, but to use that power and that knowledge and that high vibrational number 8 as a tool to create abundance and help other people to create their own financial abundance. The 8 is a very high vibrational number, and the 8 and the 9 especially are amazing expression numbers to have. So working out your expression number, I'll do this quickly because this must bore those of you that are a bit more advanced at numerology. But if you don't know, your expression number comes from your full birth name on your birth certificate, and we count all those names separately. So we have here Thomas Martin Higgins. Now I'm going to work on Thomas first. So each letter is assigned to a number, as you know. So I'll put the numbers down here. So T is 2, H is 8, blah, blah, blah. Add them all together and straight away I get a 22. Now that is a master number, so I am not going to reduce that. I'm going to leave that there. Thomas is a master 22 name. Then I'm going to go to his second name, which added all together when I use all the number vibrations from the letters, that they all add up to 30, and then that's not a master number, so I keep reducing that down till I get a 3, and I do the same with Higgins. Then I add that 22, that 3 and that 1 together along the bottom, and that makes Thomas Martin Higgins. He's a talent number, destiny number, or I call mostly expression number 8. So these are the talents that Thomas brought with him to help him achieve whatever life path he has. So your expression number 8, it brings with you the talent for worldly success. When you're expression number 8, you have the ability and the talent and the wherewithal to achieve financial abundance in this world. You also have a balanced personal power. And what that means is you're not overly harsh on people. You're not overly dominant because you are a leader, but you're not submissive either. You don't let people walk on you. Your personal power is balanced, and people see that assertive confidence within you, and then people are drawn to your charisma. You're very much the charismatic leader who builds abundance for himself or herself, and then gets that abundance and helps other people. He or she uses her abundance as a tool to help other people achieve that same business success as her or him. They also don't like using their money. That God is not a big thing for 8s, even though it is something they're very talented at making and working with. Eights, God, money is not their God, it's just a tool to them, and that's a healthy way to see money. And they don't use their financial abundance to buy fancy cars, and designer clothes that make them look good. They're more about using their money for a bigger cause, to help other people find their own future and abundance and success. So you're very much about balanced leadership, about leading with your charisma and your balanced personal power, but doing that with the intention to help others to gain the same success that you have managed to achieve in your life. So abundance and power is very much the expression 8. So you manifest abundance. Your destiny very much involves money, making money. And sometimes if you're a life path 8, or if you're a bit overly risky and not so smart with your decisions, 8s can be the ones that lose a great amount of money and sometimes end up on the streets, But when you're an expression number 8, you're especially talented at making and keeping that abundance. And your destiny very much involves the ability to make money, but also to spend it well. You've got inner power, but balanced inner power, inner authority. You don't have to say a word and people know that you're a leader just by the energy that you exude of that balanced assertiveness. You can gain respect without force, without dominance. They just do it because of the aura that you show to others. People can just see, man, that is a lady or a man that needs to be listened to. She or he has amazing personal power and is a great leader and has shown themselves to be amazing at helping themselves and others achieve success. They're the person to be listened to. You're here to, deal with attachments to abundance, power and recognition, but you have talent. So you're not going to be like obsessive about, I must be the most powerful person in the world. And you're not going to be worried about, whether you can tell people what to do or whether they tell you what to do. You have got a very balanced attitude towards power. You know when it's right to step in, put your dominance forward and make the situation better. And you also know when it's time not to get involved with a situation and when to step back and not get overly involved. You're so balanced in your power, you know how to use it and you know when to use it. That's part of the talent of being an 8. You're not worried. You don't care about recognition. You don't care about whether people know that you've got a big fancy car. You don't care about the house you live in or the clothes you wear. It's just irrelevant to you. That's not what money is for as far as you're concerned. You're more about selfless service and acting for the common good and helping people to move forward with their lives. You develop the attitude of skills and confidence, and you understand those laws of material success. It's just there innately inside you. Sometimes your ability for success is high. But, when you're low, and if you're a life path 8, not so much when you're a expression 8, but you can be a bit like this when you're feeling at low points in your life, you might sort of avoid power and success a little bit. Sometimes people, through low confidence or through sometimes a disdain for the world, they sometimes repress their drive for success because of fear, negative beliefs, and end up hiding themselves away and avoiding achievement. Like I said, this is a very low level 8 and not normally expressed by an expression 8, but it is something that you could slip towards if you have a particularly bad time in your life. It's something to look out for, to avoid, to make sure you're not disconnecting from the world, to make sure you keep, you keep interacting with the world, to keep that success in your life big and good, so you continue helping others. If you let yourself go low, how can you help other people? So most of the time you don't. You're more pro power and success and abundance, but avoidance of power, avoidance of success, An avoidance of making any kind of money or going into the job market at all is not transcendence. That's just avoidance. That's not transcending the class or passing your class. That's not turning up to your lesson. So, the last thing you want to do as an expression or a life path 8 is to avoid issues of power, money, and abundance, because that's what your talent is if you're an expression 8. You can only experience and really, really manifest that abundance, power, and respect if you feel it deep within here. You've got to know inside that you have ability and you can feel confident in what you do. So you're not over-dominant and you're certainly not submissive. You're just the person to be listened to, the advisor, the guide, the leader. You do good work. You provide a useful service, and your life, is very, very led by ethics. So if you're a high expression, a high vibration expression number 8, the last thing you're going to do is do bad things to other people. You're about doing good things for others and having high ethics and doing the right thing. You take money and power and all that in your stride because you've got better things to worry about than whether or not you've got the latest phone or console. Don't want to be doing that. So what else do you bring? You exude that inner power. Of course you do. You're very balanced in your power. You're very self-controlled. You can lose it, but only when you feel necessary. You're very controlled. You don't lose it with no control over yourself. Inner authority is very, very, very natural to you. You prefer to make the rules, be in charge. In fact, you're a very talented, world-class leader. Use those talents to support that life path of yours. You can organise people, you can organise things, you can organise data, you can organise processes, whatever helps keep an organisation, a company, or even a family flowing really, really well. You attract respect from others because they just see how good you are at your job, how social you are with other people, and how confident and assertive you come across. You come across to people as someone that needs to be listened to. When someone is so confident and assertive in their way, that they're the man or woman to be listened to. You know when to stand your ground, when to give way. You have an amazing positive attitude towards money, and you don't have feelings of lack and worry. You feel abundant inside. Whatever happens, you're going to be able to be all right. You're going to be able to sort it out. Whatever happens, you will be okay. That abundance is all inside you, and what you've got to do is trust it. And if you're an expression 8, you should have that potential or talent already shining through you. You have a strong drive for achievement and success in the world, and you're very good at managing your money and making money especially. You've strong motivation to get out into the world and get things done, strong willpower, but you know when to let that willpower drop and when to use that willpower strongly. You achieve and you apply material success in honest, ethical, positive ways. You dedicate your abundance. Hang on a minute, just pop-ups, really. Can't get rid of pop-ups in my life coming up on my videos. Strong self-motivation, willpower, material success. You're positive, you're honest, you're ethical. You achieve worldly success and abundance in big ways or small ways. You dedicate that abundance and power to a higher purpose, because to you abundance is a tool and not something to use to make yourself look bigger or better compared to other people. You're compassionate. You're a talented teacher and a talented authority figure that gains respect from other people before you've even opened your mouth. But when you have opened your mouth, you gain more respect from other people, because that's just the energy that you exude. You're very social. You can be quite blunt and speak your mind, but the truth is better than lies, right? But you're also very compassionate. So although you can be blunt, you are talented at being able to say it in such a way that you don't upset that person or send them running away from you crying. Remember, you have a balanced personal power. You don't need to be overly dominant with people, and you're not overly dominant with people. You're business and financial minded, very into your management skills. You love the luxuries of life, but you don't use them as status symbols. And it's quite fine to use your abundance to enjoy life. Why not? As long as you're using it as well to help other people and not just using it for your own gain, why shouldn't you enjoy the luxuries of life? Because you're already generous and philanthropic. I love that word, philanthropic. You're just a nice person. You're grateful for what you have, and you count your blessings, and you help other people count their blessings too. When you struggle though, this is more for the life path 8 energy really, but the expression 8 does struggle too. We have ups and downs in our life. And when you're in a particularly low state, you might lose that balance of power and become more ruthless and absolute, a bit more like a dictator. More dishonest and less ethical, because you're very balanced in your power and extremely ethical. But when you're in a low state of mind, it's possible that you can use that power for bad things, to be dishonest and be a bit overpowerful like a dictator. You could abuse that power a little bit. You can be aggressive. You can be intimidating, over-controlling, power hungry, obsessed with fame or money worship. You must have seen characters like this in films or even in your real life that are just obsessed with fame and money, and can be quite forceful and aggressive and angry to get their way. Or they could be completely the opposite. They can be totally timid, avoid social situations, pass their power to others and end up getting exploited by other people or even abused, and then being too scared to show your personal power and being passive aggressive, just being subtle with your power, which, helps no one. You hide your limelight, hide yourself from the limelight, or you can be totally obsessed with it. You don't want to be hiding away in the shadows, but you don't want to be totally obsessed with it either. You might have fears regarding money. You might have a real poor attitude to money, have fears regarding money, power and recognition. And that can make you then less motivated to achieve, less motivated to apply your efforts or test your abilities. And you can end up being quite strongly averted to success and hiding yourself away. Or some people that are wealthy seem to feel they feel guilty about their wealth, or they believe they're a bad person because they have a lot of money. But what they haven't realised is that ethics are not synonymous from being poor. Ethics, if you're rich, you're not unethical. The two are not linked. It's how you use your abundance that matters, not having abundance. So you mustn't feel guilty. So when you're low, sometimes the 8 might feel a bit guilty for the abundance they have, and believe they're a bit of a bad person, which is so not the case. Or, if you're the opposite of that, you might have a negative feeling towards wealthy people or authority figures. You might hate wealthy and authority figures. And you associate too much wealth with exploitation, and you associate that wealth with exploitation and unethical behaviour. That's not the case at all. And you end up with tunnel vision. You only see what you want to see. And, if you are high in your wealth, you never know whether people just want you for your money or, whether they're going to exploit you, That's when but this is when you're feeling really low, and you may feel all of these things. You may only feel some of these points. There might be some areas that you're much better at dealing with than others. So it could be one or two of these issues that you struggle with when you're struggling, or it could be all of them. It depends on who you are. It depends what your life path is as well. And it depends on what happens in your life. There's so many things that can happen that change things on a dime. So, but what type of 8 are you? Up to now, I've been talking about just the 8, and it's possible that you could just be a straightforward expression 8. Your name could add up. Your first name could be a 2, your second name could be a 4, and your surname could be a 2. So you're just an 8. You're not a 178 or 2, you're just an 8. And that's what I've been just talking about. However, you might be a particular type of 8. a 178 or an 808. So as you go up the numbers, like past 538, 628, these numbers become more rare. Unless you've got a really, 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 really long name or a long title, people tend to be around the 178, 268, 368 kind of range. So as you go from 44 and above, you're a bit of a rarer one. And you know, rarer things are more valuable, right? Might make you a bit different sometimes from others, but that's a good thing, right? Who wants to be like everyone else? Anyway, so expression number, this is the talent you're bringing with you. So the 178. So the first type of 8, if you're at 178, you're excellent at creating that abundance. Actually, before I continue going on about your expression, let me just clarify that this is the expression number 8 here on the far right-hand side, and then the numbers drop in significance. For example, the steps that you take to achieve your talent 8 is in the 7 and the 1, and it's always the number furthest to the right before the slash that is the most important. So I think of it like this: unless it's a master number, the importance of numbers always start from the right hand side and go towards the left. So the 8's most important, it's your expression number, and the 7 is the most important of the steps you take towards achieving your expression number. So if you're an expression number 8, you're very talented at creating abundance. You've got no attachment to power, recognition. You use your power and recognition to apply your success in service for others, for the common good. You experience inner abundance, but money isn't your God, and you have balanced personal power that you use not to overpower or be powerless. You just know how to be balanced in your power to gain respect. That's the 8 talent in a nutshell. But you do this if you're a 178, first of all, with the energy of the 7. So you do this by trusting your soul's intuition and having faith in yourself, others and the universe to have your back. So when you've got talent in the 7, or one of your steps is in the 7, it means you do so with real strong intuition. You trust your gut, you trust your inner voice, you even trust others around you, and you trust how your life is going, because you know this wouldn't be happening in your life if it wasn't good for your soul energy. You know you're a spiritual being, and you trust yourself, you trust everyone around you, and you trust the world you live in. That's a good talent number to have. But you also use leadership skills in the 1 and innovative ideas. So you're a genius leader in the 8. You're excellent at achieving abundance and helping others with your abundance, and that's all in the 8. You do that in the 7 with your soul's intuition and your connection to source, and you use your ability to channel ideas from source energy, innovative, groundbreaking ideas in the 1 energy. So when you're a 178 and you're at the top of your game, you don't care about power, material things and recognition. You use all your power, or you're like a superhero. You use all your powers to help others. You know, you don't hurt people, you don't dominate people, you don't try and make yourself look better than other people. And you trust your soul, you trust your intuition, you trust that inner voice, that inner knowledge. And you're led by your heart, because it's your heart that speaks to you through your intuition. You know that your soul already knows what's best, and you trust it. And you have the bravery to express your unique ideas because you trust your intuition. They're unique, they're groundbreaking, they're life-changing ideas, and you are confident enough to express that. That's when you're a 178 expression number. Moving on to the 268, just the same as every other expression 8, you're excellent at creating abundance, but you have no attachment to it. You're powerful. You don't need recognition. Money isn't your God, but you're able to make it and to help others make it, and you're able to be powerful and respected. But you do this slightly different in the 2 and the 6. So your first step that you use if you're a 268 is you use the energy of the 6, which is about reconciling your ideas with reality, ideals, not ideas. So you might have ideals about the way you think the world should be, ideals about how you think you should behave, how you think others should behave, but you're all able to reconcile that with reality. You don't expect people to do amazing things that, they're just not able to do. You don't expect perfection where perfection doesn't exist yet. That's what we're all trying to achieve in our lives, is perfection. But it won't be till we transcend and we become a high-level spirit that we achieve that perfection that we seem to think we can achieve in our lifetime. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, so you do this by knowing that your ideals might not be realistic. You accept that, you accept the world just as it is, and you trust the world just as it is. It's not meant to be a utopia, really. It's a school. The world, the universe, it's a school. Otherwise, how would we learn or develop anything? Anyway, so you can reconcile those ideals, but you're also able to serve and cooperate and work amazingly as part of a team. You've got excellent social skills and you're tactful and you're a mediator. So when you're the kind of person that is very accepting of others, but also very gentle and tactful and able to communicate with people well, to achieve your expression number 8, that's a good expression number to have. I mean, when you're a 2, 6, 8 and you're at the top of your game, like I said, you don't care about abundance. You're just powerful, you're strong, and you use that power and strength to help people like a superhero. But you do it as a pragmatic idealist. You don't expect people to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist yet. None of us have achieved perfection yet. You look towards ideals, but you're pragmatic about it. You understand that, sometimes them ideals just can't be reached. You'd like a better world, but you've got a firm grip on and you accept reality as it is. And you work brilliantly as in a team with other people. You accept them for who they are. You don't judge them. You keep them together. And you just love working around them. So that's what your talent in the 2, 6, 8 that you need to use to achieve your life path. The next one, the 3, 5, 8, as ever in the 8 energy, excuse me, I talk a lot. You create that abundance because that's what your talent number is. You're not interested in power and recognition. You just use your power to help others like a superhero. But for a 3, 5, 8, you do it slightly differently. You use the energy of the 5 first and foremost, and then the 3. So an 8, a 35 8 achieves their abundance and leadership skills and abundance from the 5 energy. First of all, they attain inner freedom by focusing on a discipline. So not being really scattered on every subject, because 5s can be a bit scattered, but taking one subject or specialism and then studying it to such an extent that you become a master in that specialism. When you become a master in that specialism, using that discipline, that focus, and focusing through boredom as well. I know how you 5s can get bored, that 5 energy can get bored. Focus through that to the point where you are considered a master in your field. That is where you will find your abundance. So your abundance in the 8 will be found by having a specialism and a mastery that is above and beyond anyone else's mastery. And then in the 3, being able to express that mastery to others with emotional, the 3 is able to express in such an emotional, amazing way. I mean, 3s are actors and performers. So you have a specialism and you can perform it like an entertainer. That's how you achieve your abundance in the 8. You have a specialism and then you tell others about it like a genius, actor, speaker, orator. You're able to bring those ideas across to other people. So you're full of abundance and power, but you don't use it against other people. You have a keen intelligence that is focused on a specialism that people see you as a genius at. You're a master and a specialist at the end of the day, and you express that genius with verbal skill, sensitive expression, humor, charisma, and it inspires people. It informs people. It delights people. That's how you achieve your 8 abundance if you're a 3, 5, 8. A 4, 4, 8. Now, this is like the double 4. So some people think that double numbers are master energies. But to me, if it's a double 1, if it's a double 2, if it's a double 3, or if it's a double 6, you're still working with the double energy of that number. Now, I don't care whether people call it a master number or not. I care about the effect it has and whether that is relevant. Now, 11 and 22 are considered the master numbers. Some people don't believe the 33 6 is a master number. I put it in my numbers because, as I say, whether it's a master number or not, it is still working on the double of that number, the double 4. So you could be, whether you believe it or not, mastering the energy of the 4, just like you're mastering the energy of the double 1, the double 2, or the double 3. So it's up to you whether you believe this is a master number. And if you are an expression 448, or even a life path 448, which you can be, self-assess. Are you getting a lot of master power energy hitting you hard? Have you got added perceptions? How do you feel like you have the abilities of a master number? And then it doesn't matter what anyone says. You are a master 4 energy. But the jury's still out with many numerologists. Right, so as an expression number 44-8, we're coming to the slightly rarer numbers now, but I've known 44-8s in life path and expression. Not close enough to be able to analyse them to answer the 4-4 master question, but I hope to in the future. So you're excellent at creating abundance like any other 8. Balanced personal power. You're not into like making money your god. You want to use it to help people, but you do this with the double energy of the 4. Now the 4 is an alcoholic, is a workaholic. So the double 4 can be really, really, really hard to achieve, which is, I think, endemic to a master number. But who am I to say that the 44 is definitely a master? It's just my intuition tells me that it's no different from an 11, 22 or 33. Anyway, double 4. The 4 energy is an extremely hard-working person, organised, always at work, always organising, always setting goals. So you can imagine being a double 4. That is a really hard energy to have, whether you call it master or not. So you do this with your excellent ability to achieve stability and security, following that planned process towards your goals, organised, being structured, working very, very hard and having a plan to get things done. Now, this is double intensity. So you're double organised, double planned, double goals. So you work too hard. Sometimes you can be, it can be too much, but this is your talent. You have double the ability to work like a Trojan, double the ability to set and overcome your goals, get them achieved. And, when you're a 44-8 at the top of your game, excuse me, scratching my nose constantly. When you're a 44-8 at the top of your game, you have all those 8 qualities of having a great power, but not using it for your own recognition or for your own comfort. But you have a clear plan. You achieve your goals meticulously. You follow that plan and process meticulously. You do not skip steps, even to the point where you end up working way too late or doing far too much and making yourself ill. You've got to be careful you don't do too much. You're so determined it can make you ill. You're so full of perseverance that there's nothing you can't achieve, but be careful of your health. You work extremely hard on your path and you must ensure that you look after your own physical health. But you in the 448, you achieve your abundance, you achieve your power and your recognition by working extremely hard and achieving your goals. It's a very hard expression number to have, and I respect anyone that can work with this number. 538, we're coming to the even more rarer numbers while I scratch my nose incessantly. It must be the air in this room because it only happens in this room. So you're excellent at creating abundance when you're a 538. It's just the 3-5 switch the other way, as you may have already known from my previous videos. So whatever I said about the 3-5-8, we're just going to switch those numbers around and make the 3 more important than the 5. So you've got the same inner abundance and power and all that ability in the 8 that I've been talking about, but you do it first and foremost by communicating your specialism with positive, heartfelt, emotional expression. you're able to be an orator. You're able to speak to others to the point where they just have to listen to you because you bring up an emotion in them. They're reading your emotions and you're reading theirs. So whatever your master or specialism is, you are extremely talented at communicating that idea to other people and captivating them emotionally so that they don't forget what you've said to them. They'll always remember it. And then secondly, you have a specialism that you use to gain inner freedom through discipline and focus on one subject through boredom towards being a master. So more important that you express that mastery like an actor, like a speaker. But then, of course, you've got to have that mastery too. So it's just the other way around from the 3-5. So when you're in expression 5-3-8 and you're at your best, you are that powerful, abundant leader that helps other people. You express that specialism of yours with superstar ability. You know, people listen to you, you make people laugh, you make people learn, you inspire people, and they're so, you know, they have respect for your specialism and your knowledge. They know what a master and a specialist you are. So they listen to you not only for your charisma and your ability to express, but also the depth of your knowledge. And those two numbers, expression and specialism, are what you use to achieve your abundance in power in your expression number 3-5-8. When you're a 6-2-8, remember this is the other way round to the 2-6-8 that I said earlier. So I'm going to say something similar, but I'm just switching around those numbers. So when it was the 2-6-8, the 6 was the most important number. Now with the 6-2, it's the 2 that's the most important number first. So you're that abundant leader, you're full of personal power, and you want to help others like a superhero. But you do this first and foremost by serving, cooperating, working as part of a team, utilizing your amazing social skills to be a tactful mediator, to be gentle, to bring the team together, to make things happen. And then you do that whilst, you know, less important it is for you to reconcile your ideals with reality and accept yourself and other people for how they are. So instead of 6 being more important now, it's the 2. So you're an abundant 8 with balanced personal power, and you do so with excellent social skills and reconciling your ideals. But most important are those social skills. So when you're a 6-2-8 and you're performing at your very, very best, you don't care about power and recognition. You use that power to help others like a superhero. You work brilliantly within a team. You cooperate with others. You don't judge other people. They love working with you. And as a team, you're so cohesive. You get the job done. You're tactful. You stop anyone from arguing. You know, arguing doesn't get things done. You know, you want to get past that rubbish. You know, if you want to get the job done, you've got to all be working together in harmony. And that's what your 2 energy does with talent. And you're so pragmatic with your ideals. You know, you've got ideals, but you're not going to get stressed at whether they're achieved or not because you have a firm grip on reality. While I continue to scratch my nose like a nutter. Oh, goodness me. This room has been newly insulated, and the standards in the UK at the moment are so over the top that it could be -3 outside and it's like a cookhouse inside, and you lose about 3 foot in each room with the amount of insulation. But the room is so hot and dry, and every time I come in here, and it's only when I'm in here, my nose itches incessantly. So I do apologise for the constant nose itching. Anyway. We're 2 before the end now, so we're getting up to an even rarer. So remember, I said earlier the 1-7-8, the more common of the expression numbers. Again, this is just the numbers switched the other way round. This is the rarer 7-1-8. So as with any 8, excellent at creating abundance, having balanced personal power, and using that abundance to help others with respect and just power. Really. But you're able to expect your most important number then is the 1 before the 7. When I did 1-7-8, the 7 was the most important. Now you do it with the 1, then the 7. So you do this by bringing them new, unique, groundbreaking ideas with confidence and independence. These ideas are new ideas that no one's ever had before, and you bring them down to earth and you manifest them to help you achieve abundance. And to help you bring those ideas down, you use the energy of the 7, which is trusting your intuition, trusting and having faith in yourself, trusting and having your faith in others and the way your life is going. So the 718 achieves abundance and power using innovation, new ideas, but also filtering that innovation through their intuition and their inner knowledge, and trusting that that intuition is good and pure. So a 718 that is in the positive, that is expressing themselves in their highest form, are powerful, abundant. They help other people, they teach other people, they help others achieve abundance, and they do so using their own innovative, groundbreaking, unique ideas that no one has ever had before. And then you filter those ideas and what you do after that through your innate trust in your soul and in your intuition and in your spirit guides that speak to you daily. So you use your connection to source and your spirituality to help you achieve great abundance and wisdom in this world. So, you know, you trust your soul's intuition. Your ideas are well ahead of your time. You can just change things when you're a 718. Remember, 8 is a very, very powerful number. You know, they can achieve abundance and they can use that abundance to really have influence on others. You have the ability to take your innovation to the world and confidently show the world your innovation. And you're not going to make mistakes. You're not going to do it wrong because you use your 7 energy. Your intuition tells you what's right and your intuition tells you what's wrong. Last but not least, the very rarest of the 8 expression numbers, the 808. So what the 0 does to the 8 is, first of all, it intensifies that 8. So whatever I say here about creating abundance, the 8 is intensified with the 808. But the 0 also gives added perceptions, added connection to spirit. It gives you added abilities, added unseen abilities. So you're more able to use extra spiritual knowledge and wisdom to help you achieve abundance and know what decisions to make. So you're that normal 8, you can achieve abundance, you're balanced in your personal power, but you're very extremely sensitive to source wisdom. You know, that 0 gives you ability to intensify that 8. You know, when it comes to money and materialism and power, you're very connected to source energy. You understand what money, materialism and power can give you, and you understand what it can't. You've just got that wisdom. So you have added ability in this world to not allow money or telling others what to do, or, you know, material things to even feature in your life. You know, you have bigger fish to fry than how many things you've got, or whether people think you're rich or not, or, you know, you want to use the power and strength that you have like a superhero to help others, and you have that extra connection to source to make that happen. So an 808 that is flying, that is achieving, you know, they have no connection. They're very powerful beings, probably very rich beings with no connection to what they have. They just want to help people. They use their money to help other people. And they do that with added perceptions, added empathy, added intuition, and added wisdom that helps the 8 internally, but not only to help them, but they can use that to help other people and make much more edifying and useful decisions. Okay, so I hope you found my video today on the expression number 8 and all the little types of expression number 8 really useful. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell icon because I'm always uploading. Please like my video to show that you like my content, and you can also put comments at the bottom. In my description box, I'm going to put a link to my new numerology Udemy course. which I started a few weeks ago, which seems to be very popular at the moment. So I'd love you to take a look at that. It will take you up to numerology practitioner level. I'm going to put that in the description box alongside links to my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can contact me through any of those mediums too. So as ever, guys, I want you to trust the soul within you. Only your soul and your intuition knows best. See you soon.